Plant identification apps are becoming more popular as a quick way to determine plants and fungi, but how reliable are they? I've tested out some of the more popular plant ID apps to see how accurate they are. Really, it all depends on what you intend to use them for. I find the apps are quite good at finding the correct family for the plants, but are not very good at getting the exact individual species. So if you're using an app as a gardener, that might not be a huge problem, but people are using them for foraging nowadays, and that can be quite dangerous. You can use an app to point you in the right direction, but then you need to use books to confirm your ID, and you should never trust apps completely when you're foraging. So here's a run through of all the apps that I tried out. First of all, I tested Seek by iNaturalist. I was actually quite impressed with this app. It comes with a clear warning not to eat any of the plants you find in the wild. It's a free app that can be used to identify plants, fungi and animals, and there are challenges with badges to collect. So this app would be fun if you have kids that are interested in nature. It was mostly getting the families correct, but struggling with the species. It got arum lily correct. Cuckoo pent is another name for arum lily. It got rose, but not the correct species. It identified mugwort to the sagebrush or Artemisia genus, but not the exact species. This is where it gets more dangerous though in terms of foraging. It misidentified hemlock water dropwort, which is one of the most deadly plants in the UK, as hogweed. Next up, Google Lens. You can use this by going into your phone's photo app and clicking on the leaf symbol. I found it pretty accurate. Out of the 20 plants that I tried it on, it got 15 correct. A few years ago I tested Google Lens on a sprig of rosemary. It told me it was a pine tree. It seems to have improved since then though. It correctly identified hemlock water dropwort. However, it said poison hemlock was cow parsley, so that's identifying a deadly poisonous plant as an edible one. Picture this is around £30 per year. Its accuracy is good. Of the 20 plants I tested it on, it got 17 correct. It's a decent app, but you'd need to use it a lot to justify paying a subscription fee. PlantNet is a free app and it's easy to use. Out of 20 plants, it got 16 correct. For a free app, I was impressed by its accuracy, and I'd definitely recommend this for gardeners or people that just want to learn a few more plants when they're out walking. It got arum lily correct, as well as garlic mustard. It also correctly identified hemlock water dropwort. It did misidentify poison hemlock as chervil though, which isn't good as it's deadly poisonous. PlantSnap is around £20 per year, or a one-off payment of £60. I found this app very inaccurate. It identified elderflower as ground elder. It also got burdock wrong. It even misidentified hemlock water dropwort. In fact, it only had 2 out of the 10 plants correct that I tested it on, and then it stopped working, so I just gave up with PlantSnap. And the final app that I tested out was Blossom. It was mostly pretty good. Out of the 20 plants, it got 16 correct. From the free trial, it seems like an okay app, but it comes with a £70 price tag for the basic subscription, or £100 for the premium annual subscription. And for me, it was no better than some of the free apps. It correctly identified arum lily, garlic mustard, and hemlock water dropwort. But mugwort was misidentified as carrot. They're nothing alike and not even in the same family. Poison hemlock was misidentified as carrot again. The right family, but the difference between an edible and a deadly poisonous species. To summarise, for me, the best accuracy came from Picture This. If it's an app you'd use a lot, then it might be worth the £30 annual subscription. My favourite overall was PlantNet. It's free and it's fairly accurate. And also Seek by iNaturalist is worth having. It could be a fun app to have to use with your kids. When it comes to foraging though, there shouldn't be any shortcuts. You can use apps to point you in the right direction, but there's no substitute for real knowledge gained from books or going on courses with foraging experts in your area. An app might be able to give you an identification, but when it comes to foraging, you need to know what parts of the plant you can harvest, when it's available to forage, and if there's any poisonous lookalikes. No doubt the technology in these apps will improve in the future, but my advice is to only ever use them as a rough guide. Thanks for watching.